So tell me, what do you think about a 1 kilometre all-out sprint challenge? Does that fill you with excitement or fill you with dread? Well, in this episode, I'm going to be looking at the framework and the rationale for my next month of training to be geared specifically around speed work, and in particular the 1 kilometre all-out speed challenge. And this is postulated by Runner's World and something I've been meaning to do for some time. So I need to know if this is going to be a pathway to greater speed, or is it just collision course for even more injuries? My name's Ray Whitby, this is Aspiring Runners, and let me take you through what I'm thinking. So the 1K challenge is really to help me break from the routine. I spent a lot of time over the past few years training specifically for 5K. I did take a break and switch in a certain season to look at a trail marathon, which I did, and now it's just trying to get back into the 5K. And if you look at this video, it kind of takes you through the whole series of the 5K attempt for getting back after patellofemoral pain syndrome, and was able to get a personal best and the 5K. But from there, really felt that through other injuries that I had encountered and then illnesses, it's just been really tough. I'd love to look at more endurance running, but at the moment I don't think my system can take it. So I want to look at short-term sprinting goals and seeing if I can improve my overall speed. Then hopefully the endurance will come afterwards. Now, the reason for doing this is also to try and make it a little bit more interesting. Doing a lot more short stretches of training, I think could have a better impact, not just on the body and the physiology, but I think also mentally as well, that you've got to keep yourself going, keep yourself keen as a runner. And if you're losing heart, you're not enjoying getting out, you do have to find a few challenges to take you through it. So looking at this particular challenge, say it's about trying to look at the right type of developments of your anaerobic system. So a 5K, as the sports scientists will tell us, the 5K typically will use up about 90% of your aerobic performance, leaving 10% anaerobic. So yes, you can build up your huge aerobic base, as you should do in the UK. Best to do that over the winter period when it's cold and horrible. Long, slow miles, improving your aerobic performance. And then using these types of days, or for a block, get out there and try and do your anaerobic training. So that's the plan, and it fits nicely. I think there are a lot of discussions that basically say you shouldn't be trying to do both together at the same time. You kind of train one system, the aerobic system, then you look at your anaerobic, because the different types of training can be counterproductive, but it depends what you're doing it for. And now this is a little bit of a guide for me to figure out what am I actually capable of doing, what can I actually run. I never ran quickly in my youth. I'm certainly not setting the world alight in my senior years. So this is just a real test, shakedown to see what I can potentially do on the way of trying to break my challenge, which is a sub 20 5K. And so I'm getting closer. I just need to really optimize some of that speed work, bridge that into the endurance, and hopefully it'll all click together. And a sub 20 minute 5K should be within reach. It's not been easy. I know there are many runners out there that would laugh at a 20-minute 5K, but that is my challenge, and that's what I'm trying to do. So it really is looking at the positive developments of the body, as well as the positive developments of the mind. I think knowing that you can do individual kilometres at a quick pace will hopefully aid you in the 5K training program to put them back to back, and hopefully eventually pull out the rest times in between, and you'd have a really decent attempt at your 5K. So now, using that 1K as a predictor time for your 5K, of course, comes with so many caveats. There's too many fudge factors that it's very, very hard to get some kind of accuracy. Well, but at least it gives you an idea. I think mentally knowing that you're capable of running quick 1 kilometres may actually help you in this challenge. So yes, there are other things that are going on. There are genetic limitations. There are health considerations as well. So put it all together, I think you just got to get out there and try it. Now, the plan requires you to get out there and do a 1k baseline. And I did have a look through the last 18 months of my running program and found that I had run a 3-minute 40-second 1k, but that was part of a 3x1k set of repeats. So I probably held something back in the system just so I could finish off the session. So I knew I could run a little bit quicker, and it was therefore interesting to just get out there and just find out what the system could currently do. So I set the PB on the 5k not so long ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. I then heavily sprained my ankle, which is kind of an old and reoccurring injury. And it took a couple of weeks to get over that. Still a bit sensitive, but I had to get out there when I felt it was good, build up slowly with a lot more running and just see what the system could do. And it was quite fascinating that the effort just for a 1k all out, in some ways prior to the launch, it was just frightening. I don't know why. Was it because I was doubting myself that I would, for the first time in running, just blow up and not be able to complete it? You know, that's a really tough challenge for me. So not knowing what the system could do, just got to get out there and do it. Just don't like looking like a fool, but hey, I can wear that crown proudly, to be honest. Just got to get over myself. So doing the baseline, getting out there, 1k, and I actually came in 3 minutes and 28 seconds. Now that was with a bit of a tailwind, so of course no world record, still quite slow to many runners, but for me that actually gave me a lot of confidence that even without any specific training, I was able to, plug away quite well and to keep that performance going over a kilometre. Well, until I looked at the breakdown of the pace for that 1k. Now, the first 600 metres was done in about 2 minutes, and then the pace dropped quite substantially. So I think it went from about 3:20 per kilometre down to, I think it was almost touching 4 minutes per kilometre. So I really had to ramp it up in those last 400 metres as I just saw the pace diving, but managed to push through, and then overall the average looks quite good. So I think it challenges me then. I've got to look for consistency in that, of not being able to set up too quickly and then picking a number and trying to maintain that to the end, and hopefully use that as a launch pad in the final few hundred metres for an all-out sprint and see how we get on. So there are significant challenges ahead. The Runners World programme is a 4-week basis, and there's a lot of speed work which I'm not used to. So on the basis of the 3 minute and nearly 30-second minute kilometre, I've then got to figure out what my training zones are, my training paces are for this programme. But that's going to be something that's really exciting. So I'm not going to film every single run for the speed work. It just doesn't come across well trying to hold a camera up and run as fast as you can whilst you're trying to breathe. You can't talk, just full focus. So I think what I'll do is I'll just touch up and maybe summarise it over the next 4 weeks. But I think this is an exciting challenge, and it'd be great then to use that as a launch pad into the sub 20 minute 5k. So I think there'll be at least 8 weeks after this month on the 1 kilometre all out sprint challenge. Another 8 weeks to then really prepare myself for a sub 20 minute 5k. But let's see what happens. The world changes rapidly. My body isn't coping so well. I think I'm overtraining. Got a little bit of Achilles tendonitis. But hey, these are my challenges. What are yours? What are your goals and aspirations? What have you thought about changing up your routine? If you find yourself stuck in the same gear, predominantly doing the same paces, maybe this is the kind of thing that you need to get into. So yeah, get in touch, comment below. Tell me what your baseline 1 kilometre times are, and what you think you could then do. So I reckon I may be able to improve by 5 seconds, maybe even 10 seconds, but 4 weeks is a short basis to do that in. But I'm basing that on, hopefully, just injury recovery, being able to sustain it. So hoping that this entire plan will be a major confidence boost, as well as a real good development of the physiological system that will combine well into a decent 5k attempt. So thanks so much for joining me on this launch day. Please stay tuned and look around the channel. If you see what you like what you see, it'd be great if you could subscribe. Click on the bell notification, you'll be alerted to upcoming videos as I release them. But it'd be wonderful if you could just interact down below. Send me your comments and let's find out how you're getting on as well. And hopefully, as I'm going through my challenge, you'll be able to inspire me, and maybe I can give some tidbits back to you as well. So if you like this, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does help. And thank you so much for joining me. So take care. Catch you next time on Aspiring Runners. So long.